So what's going on in Turkey? There is a new coup, as it seems, it's developing in the country where the president of the country, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he arrested basically his primary opponent, Ekrem Imamoglu. What is happening? Is this a new tyranny emerging in Turkey? Let's find out. Hello, everybody. My name is Stavros. I'm a professor of international relations and a democracy advocate. You're with me on Black Flag Media. We are discussing geopolitics, whatever's happening on the world, without speaking freely. This is our trademark here. We're describing things the way we see them. Let's talk about Turkey because there's a new coup, it seems, happening right now. So what happened is that we have two main parties in Turkey. The one is the one that is being ruled by the autocrat, the dictator, the tyrant, whatever you want to call him, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Justice Party of the AKP, his own party, Justice and Development Party, and on the other side there is a Republican Party. The so-called Kemalist party by the founder of Turkey, Mustafa Kemal. So we have two main parties. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, obviously, he's ruling the country for more than 20 years now. And there's supposed to be a new elections, new presidential elections in 2028. So that's 3 years from now. It's, far away in the future. But there's one person, one political candidate, one politician in Turkey who is really threatening Erdogan. That person is the mayor of Constantinople or Istanbul. That person is Ekrem Imamoglu. He's a member of the second biggest party, the Kemalist party, the CHP, as we call it. So instead of accepting, a political opponent as any sane person would do, or let's say someone who is willing to have a fair election fight, instead of doing that, Erdogan, he basically ordered the courts in the country, who are totally controlled by him, to arrest Imamoglu. He not only decided this is a perfect opportunity for him to arrest his political opponent, his main political opponent, but also he tried to delegitimize him, Imamoglu, by saying that his his education degree is invalid. So he's trying in many different ways to make Imamoglu not eligible for running for president. So that has been happening. Turkey has been responding. The people of Turkey have been protesting against this coup. It is a coup, even though Imamoglu is not the head of the country. He was supposed to be, because in any possible Gallup poll, any poll, he was leading the polls, and he was defeating Erdogan in any potential scenario, election scenario. So Erdogan, that's why Erdogan was really afraid of him. That's why he had him arrested. But everybody knows and realizes that the Turkish leader is a strong man and he is an authoritative figure. But this is we're talking now about, tyranny in the sense that this is dictatorship area, right? This is the zone of the twilight zone, actually, where Turkey descends into the madness of tyranny. This is what is happening. Let's try and explain why this is happening right now. So, a couple of reasons. Let's talk about geopolitics, foreign affairs. Well, first and foremost, we have Trump. Trump is happening. Trump is he's a friend with Erdogan. Trump likes authoritative figures. Let's drop it at that. I would say that he said many good things about Erdogan. Erdogan he's a neo-fascist in many ways, and Trump likes him. Also, Erdogan made a big play by supporting Islamist jihadists in Syria, taking over Syria basically by deposing Bashar al-Assad, the previous president of Syria, and now the so-called president in Syria is a puppet, a tool of Erdogan. So Trump, instead of condemning Turkey for deposing a president and appointing a next jihadist al-Qaeda member, the Trump president said, he congratulated Erdogan. He said that, this guy is smart, he's tough. So it seems that, yes, Trump admires strong leaders. If they're, neo-fascist, even better, I guess. I don't know. That's what it seems like. So, the government in Turkey felt empowered and strengthened, not only because of Trump, because they're pretty close, the two authoritative figures together, but also because the big success in Syria. So, domestically also we can say that, this was a great opening for the new year by taking over Syria. So this is the time that Turkey could do something which is so preposterous by arresting political opponents. Also, what is happening inside Europe right now? Trump has said that we're not going to be supporting Ukraine. We're not going to be defending Europe, even if they are threatened by Russia. So Europe they're in the process of rebuilding their own military. They have this project called Rearm Europe. So they're trying to find not only European countries, but also other NATO members who are not members of the EU to support them into building their own defense infrastructure, like Norway, the UK, Iceland, and Turkey. Turkey is a NATO member, not an EU member, but they have been included in discussions about how to create this so-called defense architecture and security architecture in the EU. Why? Because Turkey has a robust military-industrial complex. They're pretty strong. They're building drones, so they're pretty relevant right now and important, I would say, for the EU. So both of these, I would say, geopolitical reasons led to this decision. At the same time, Erdogan thought that we should be dealing with this problem right now before we get closer to 2028. You guys are seeing protests all over Turkey. Everybody, obviously they have the right to revolt against this lunacy. But Erdogan is saying he's betting that people would protest now, that will react now, and everybody will forget about this in 3 years' time from now. So I guess that's what his play is. Let it play out right now. Let the people react and be done with it. And in 2028, nobody will remember this guy or what I'm doing right now. Also, he's sending mixed messages, I guess, to his party base that you should support me, whatever happens, and to his opponents that nobody should actually threaten me, to his other political opponents, that is, because the other political opponents will have the same fate like Imamoglu. They might get arrested. So this sends a message that he's intimidating everybody, actually. So he's saying that I'm going to be running in 2028 with no opponent. Otherwise, you'll have the fate of this guy. This guy, again, he has been arrested already. They have been accusing him of bribery and conspiracy working with terrorists. When the Turks are talking about terrorism, they're talking about the Kurds. Like, for the Turk, a Kurd is a terrorist, or at least for the Turkish state. Well, guess what? The Turkish state is a state sponsoring terrorism in Syria. They're supporting ISIS, they're supporting Al Qaeda, and also Erdogan is a terrorist himself. We are seeing state terror tactics, both domestic and abroad. He has been hunting down, like witch hunting, Kurdish people, other political opponents of Turkish origin, like the Gulenists, leftists from Turkey. Everybody has been on his hit list. So he is the state. He is the terrorist. The state terror is what rules Turkey right now. So they have been accusing the Imamoglu mayorship of being in cahoots with terrorists. Well, guess what? The terrorist is in Ankara, at the head of the snake. So yes. Also, we need to mention that the Kurds are really worried about this, because it seems that even if you're dealing with the Kurds, you're considered to be a terrorist, which is a big problem for the Turkish society. 10% of the Turkish society is people of Kurdish origin, and the state says that if you deal with them, you're in cahoots, in collusion with terrorists, which is crazy. So if people talk with 10% of the population, they're terrorists. This tells you a lot about this country. This is like a bomb about to explode, it seems. So the Kurdish people have a lot to say about being blamed and framed. We dealt. They're saying, like, yeah, we dealt with Imamoglu. We're not terrorists, and he's not a terrorist as well. So this is a big problem, and Turkey needs to democratize. And people are saying that if Turkey democratizes and Kurds have their equal rights because they're like marginalized and oppressed and censored and hunted down, if Turkey democratizes, it will be dismantled again, the same way that the Ottoman Empire was. So going back to the messages, he's sending messages to the Kurds, to his political opponents, to everybody. Also, what he wants to do is he wants to steal the wealth of Constantinople by doing this, by accusing Imamoglu. The government can appoint their own trustee as a mayor, which means they will appoint their own person to rule the richest city in the nation, and they will obviously get the spoils of this when they will get the loot. They will steal the money from Constantinople and use it for his campaign. basically his re-election campaign 2028. So he's winning everything by doing this. But there's a big problem, the reactions, because already there's been condemnation by the Human Rights Watch, other NGOs, Western NGOs, the Council of Europe, which is it's an international organization that deals with human rights. Also, some Western countries, Germany, France, they have been saying things, and the president of the Commission, the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has been saying that Turkey needs to respect the rule of law, whatever. So there's some reaction to this here, and maybe there's a reaction that is strong enough, domestic and foreign, to depose this tyrant. But we'll see what happens. And the reason why Erdogan is betting everything on this is because he was really afraid. He is really afraid that he has nothing else to do besides doing what he's doing right now. Otherwise, if he's going to lose in 2028, and as I told you, in every poll he has been trailing. So if he was to lose in 2028, he will be handed down by all the people that he handed down all of these years. So his political opponents, in the best case scenario, he will be thrown into a cell, rot in prison. That's the best case scenario. Turkey has a barbaric history of even killing their own presidents, like Menderes, for instance. So maybe he's afraid of his life. So that's why he's doing something that is really, really dangerous, I would say. And even you might call it crazy, but there's no option for him. So that's what's happening. That's why he's doing it. We'll see how things develop. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. And if you did enjoy this video, there will be more videos coming. So make sure you're following this channel. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Keep raising the flag. So I would like to say that the Kemalists, like Ekrem Imamoglu, they're not Democrats, right? Democratic people, democratic politicians. They're also really chauvinistic, really ultra-nationalist. They are trying to, steal, for instance, Greek islands. They're saying that they want to invade in Greece or in Cyprus or in Syria or in the Kurdish area of Syria or the Kurdish area of Iraq. They're fully in support of Erdogan bombarding families and kids in Kobani this past week before Ekrem Imamoglu was arrested. The Turkish president bombarded people in Kobani, killed kids, and the Kemalists were really, okay about it, I guess. So they're not like the democratic people you might imagine. They're more of the same. So we have like the Islamic fascist, in a sense, of Erdogan, the extreme Islamic fascist, and then we have the extreme chauvinistic nationalists of the CHP. So they're more like the same. I guess the point here is that Turkey is not a country that has anything to do with Western values, the European civilization, the European political culture, the European Union as it is. So I guess we need to be reminded that this is a country that it needs to democratize. As I mentioned, the Kurdish issue is the #1 issue. And if the Kurds, there's also a minority of Jews, Armenians, Greeks in the country, if they do get full recognition of their rights, if Turkey democratizes, the people will have to decide what they want to do, and maybe we'll see the disintegration of Turkey, because this version of Turkey has nothing to do with Western civilization. It's more of an enemy of free peoples in this part of the world than an ally, and I think this is really telling.